Drake just took probably the most embarrassing L I've ever witnessed on the internet. You kind of have to wonder what exactly was the strategy the last year or so. It kind of felt like you lost the battle to Kendrick, and then the next year you embarked on a journey to ruin your public name, ruin your good reputation, and it seems like all for nothing. Like a lot of people was willing to kind of stomach, he's making himself look a little crazy, kind of bad, but it will be worth it in the end because he's gonna save hip hop and get $1 billion from UMG because they did him wrong. Come to find out, not only is he not gonna save hip hop because UMG won, but he's not gonna even get monetary rewards for all his trouble. He might be in debt because he might actually have to pay UMG lawyer fees and all the lawyers, and all the money they spend in lawyers, man. So the lawsuit against UMG was officially dismissed. This video, we're actually going to go through the court's decision line by line and break down exactly why they denied or dismissed Drake's lawsuit against UMG. As crazy as this may sound, the person responsible for Drake losing this lawsuit isn't UMG or Kendrick Lamar. It's actually Michael Rappaport. A few years ago, Michael Rappaport and Dave Portnoy had beef. So Barstool dropped a diss track against Michael Rappaport. In this diss track, they called him all type of things, right? They called him a racist. They called him all type of names. Michael Rappaport was offended by the diss track, so he sued them. I can't play the diss track because it got copyrighted material, but essentially, like the courts ruled that because the diss track was comedic, that the diss track itself was not meant to be taken seriously because of the diss track's, I guess, nature, that nobody could listen to this diss track and take away that what was being said was an actionable fact. And because of that, whatever was being said in this diss track could very easily be interpreted by the average listener as an actionable opinion. So hence Michael Rappaport has no entitlement to compensation for damages, and that was the ruling. Well, that set a precedent that Drake just couldn't get over. There's something called a legal precedent where judges will look at other cases that are very similar or maybe identical to the case they're currently judging. And they will look at that ruling and figure out, is this case any different? That, like, do I have enough to where I could go against that ruling? Or is it similar enough? And there's not really much here for me to say that legal precedent is wrong and I need to make a new one. So in this particular Drake versus UMG, they referenced the Michael Rappaport diss track towards Barstool, and they says the court concluded that the tone and apparent purpose of the diss track in regards to Michael Rappaport lawsuit, especially considering his use of hyperbolic and vitriolic words and imagery, further reinforced for the audience that the video is not intended to reflect an actual factual assessment of Michael Rappaport. This was the ruling. The district court faced no difficulty concluding that the context of this diss track reasonably signals to viewers that the challenge statement are the prejudiced, opinionated viewpoints of the Barstool defendants. The Second Circuit affirmed the district court's analysis, concluding that the nature and tone of the surrounding language can function as a strong indicator to the reasonable reader that the statement is not expressing or implying any facts. So the judges is looking at this like, well, we already have a precedent, right? The Second Circuit affirmed it. You had the district court affirmed it. Like at this point, this is what the precedent is, and we kind of have to go off of this. And there's not much in this Drake and Kendrick like lawsuit or battle that really differs from the Michael Rappaport and Barstool situation. The judges, when they was considering dismissing this, they looked at the nature of the Not Like Us video. They looked at the image. They looked at the thumbnail. They looked at the language. And the theme that was consistent here, the judges made a distinction between rap music, between art and creativity, and journalism, and reporting, and newspapers, and art. Like they said, listen, like, obviously we can't treat like a rap song or a song in general We can't treat that language the same as we would treat a journalist writing an article that's accusatory. Clearly, right, the average person or the average viewer or listener would distinguish between a journalist writing an article that's accusatory and a rap song. The judges will say, Not Like Us is replete with profanity, trash talking, threats of violence, and figurative and hyperbolic language, all of which are an indica of opinion. A reasonable listener would not equate a song that contains lyrics such as Ain't No Law Boy, You Ball Boy, Fetch Gatorade or something. Since 2009, I had this bit jumping with accurate factual reporting. Now, this kind of shows too, like their opinion of rap music in general. They look at rap music as like absolute buffoonery. They're like, man, ain't nobody listen to no rap song and treat no rap song as like accurate factual reporting. Which I'll be real, they're kind of antiquated in that thinking. If we're being honest, bro, because right now, like, yo, they even reference like YouTube and Twitter. They said, man, if somebody sees something on X, they're not thinking this. No, like in this society, people look at X or YouTube as like their news source. So it won't be far off to think that somebody may think that, yo, because he's saying this about Drake in his rap song, he's probably telling the truth, right? So then they will also say accordingly, right, because of the profanity and those other things, the reasonable listener of Not Like Us will conclude that Kendrick Lamar is rapping hyperbolic vituperations. I butchered the heck out that word, bro, right? But bear with me, okay, people? Bear with me. So the maneuver that Drake and them try to do to counter this, which I think was like really stupid and really dumb. So Drake and his attorneys, their counter to this was, Your Honor, no, you got it wrong. People did think Kendrick Lamar was reporting actually and factually. And you know what Drake's like response to what Drake brought YouTube videos from YouTubers and they say, look, you see, here's this person on YouTube saying Kendrick Lamar just exposed Drake. Yo, here's this person on X saying Kendrick Lamar just exposed Drake. Come on, Your Honor. Like, people believe in this. And the judge and them strike that down as well. Plaintiff contends that in determining if the lyrics in Not Like Us express fact or opinion, the court must consider the subjective views of listeners as well as commentators in the rap industry and the press who understood the recording, video, and image as an attempt to convey a precise factual message about Drake. The amended complaint cites extensively to comments and posts from YouTube and Instagram that expressed the belief that the recordings had exposed the truth and that Drake truly was engaged in the activities that Kendrick Lamar was accusing him of. Courts responded back like, Drake, man, cut that foolery, bruh. Right? They said, listen, man, the court holds, based upon a full consideration of the context in which Not Like Us was published, a reasonable listener could not have concluded that Not Like Us was conveying objective facts about Drake. The views expressed by users Kyle Ken, Mr. Right, and ZX Zabu. Man, come on, Drake. You could have picked like something more credible, bro. All right, not random comments. Yo, Drake paid lawyers to do this, though. I thought Drake is worth a Billy, bro. You supposed to bring lawyers that's coming to court like on the ish, man. Yo, these names even sound like troll names, bro. And the other YouTube and Instagram commentators quoted in the complaint do not alter the court's analysis in a world in which billions of people are active online. Support from almost any proposition, no matter how far-fetched, fantastical, or unreasonable, can be found with little effort in any number of comment sections, chat rooms, and servers. That some readers may infer a defamatory meaning from a statement does not necessarily render the inference reasonable under the circumstances. Which, to be honest, regardless of who you're rooting for or what side you're on, you kind of have to admit that's a pretty fair ruling. Like, that's not something that's egregious, right? Like the judges sounds like pretty reasonable, like logical people, fair, right? And another important aspect of this is the judges took into consideration the rap battle. The judges took into consideration diss songs on both sides. And Drake and his attorneys, they fought tooth and nails for the judges not to consider the aspect of the rap battle or the other songs, claiming, yo, those other songs in that rap battle is very niche. Only Not Like Us was mainstream or was worldly. And the judge said, cut it out, bruh. The document reads that Drake was arguing that the court should ignore the songs that came before and assess Not Like Us as a singular entity. Drake argues that the average listener is not someone who is familiar with every track released as part of the rap battle before listening to the record. They would claim that because Not Like Us is far more popular than the other 7 songs, that Drake contends that the court should not consider those other tracks in assessing how the average listener of the recording will perceive the allegations regarding Drake, which is something that Drake, I believe, was not anticipating because Kendrick Lamar ain't suing Drake. They're not countersuing. So Drake was expecting for Not Like Us to be looked at and just, just Not Like Us. But, the judges looked at all 7 songs and they said, bruh, like, you made accusations against Kendrick Lamar. You told Kendrick Lamar to accuse you of these things. Not Like Us just kind of sounds like a response to that. Like, what do you want us to do here? Like, of course we have to take a look at everything. So the judge will say, moreover, while plaintiff is correct that the intended audience for the recording is the general public and not a subset of rap devotees or Kendrick Lamar fans, the recordings in a rap battle were likewise released to the general public. These were not songs accessible only to a select niche few, but tracks released by commercially successful artists. While Not Like Us may be the most popular of the diss tracks, the other songs were hits in their own rights, with streams in the tens of millions or hundreds of millions. Additionally, it was not just the recording which gained a cultural ubiquity, but the rap battle itself. In deciding this motion to dismiss, the court need not blind itself to the public attention garnered by this particular rap beef. The court takes judicial notice of the extensive mainstream media reporting that surrounded the release of Not Like Us and associated feud between Drake and Kendrick Lamar. I don't know if Drake lawyers finessed them or if they was like just in court having a bad day, but that being the argument, hey judge, don't take this rap battle into consideration because the rap battle was a very small thing. It was for only this niche. Huh? The rap battle was the biggest thing on social media for like a year. What do you mean don't take it into consideration? Like, what do you mean like it had no bearing or like Not Like Us was bigger than the rap beef itself? Now the one argument that really got Drake and them thrown out of court, right? Where the judges said, "Man, get out, bro." Like, well, not literally get out, but it was like, "Man, if you don't get your from in front of me, bro," right? They damn near cussed out Drake and them in the document, right? Called them logically incoherent. Was when Drake's lawyer and them conceded. They said, "Okay, judge, okay, listen, Not Like Us, okay, may be an actionable opinion, but the actions of UMG when they promoted Not Like Us make them culpable, right? It took it from an actionable opinion to something else because they promoted it." The judge just said, "If you don't shut up, stupid," the judge said, "Hold on. If you're conceding that Not Like Us was an actionable opinion when it was created and released, then why would it not be an actionable opinion just because like UMG promoted it? Cut it out." The document reads, plaintiff counters that even if the recording was protected opinion at the time of its initial publication, UMG's publication of Not Like Us in the months following after it achieved an unprecedented level of commercial success exposes its liability. This argument is logically incoherent. If the recording was non-actionable opinion at the time it was initially produced, then its like republication would not expose UMG to liability. Republication cannot transform Lamar's statement of opinion into UMG's statement of fact. And they packed it up and said, "Drake, bro, like enough is enough, man. Dismissed." This is embarrassing, bro. This is embarrassing for Drake's legacy, embarrassing for Drake's right now. Bro, I don't know how you show your face again publicly, bro, because it's like, bro, like we thought you knew what you were doing. Like a lot of us still thought that Drake was like a cunning mastermind. Some people was even considering that Drake threw this bait out so he could weasel $1 billion from UMG and then get off the label. It looks like nah. It looks like Drake was winging this the entire time. Drake had no idea what he was doing. I don't know. In other words, I guess I'm glad this is the official end of this entire saga. But I don't know, man. This is just bad, Drake. Like horrible, horrific, man. Like the only shadow of W people was holding out left for Drake was, yo, maybe Drake would get $1 billion and look like the genius in the long run by exposing the music industry, right? By releasing the detonator. He didn't even get a chance to go to trial and expose like the payola schemes, expose the bots. No, he got shut down before it even went to a jury. Y'all let me know in the comment section, man. What do you guys think about this, bro? I don't know, man. This is horrible, okay? If you want to learn how to grow on YouTube like me, I have a full step-by-step course, including the equipment I use and growth strategies that I implemented myself in the description. If you want to get a one-on-one consultation, it's in the description, or sign up to win a free consultation by me. Yeah, but let me know, all right? And if you're still watching, click on this video right here somewhere on my screen to find out how DJ Academics just revealed how Rock Nation is trying to destroy him. Click on this video right here to find out what I'm talking about. I'm out of here, folks. Peace.